Winners don't use drugs.
Happy Saturday, Chris, Vinny, Tommy, Adam, Brutal. Thank you guys for joining me for a discussion about Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. I put this in the back burner for 2 weeks. Things have been happening, but I got some time to do it. Yeah, 2 weeks. Where you could do the 2 weeks, 2 weeks, like in the money pit. How long is this gonna take? 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Everything 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 6 months later, 2 weeks. But finally we got around to it. And yeah, Vinny, this was your suggestion.
Yep.
Yeah, you wanna start us off with this?
Yeah, it's the sequel, sort of. It's sort of a standalone. I mean, both movies are kind of standalone movies, but because they give you the intro anyway in the start of the film. But this hybrid human vampire dude. He's basically
What is it? Damn fear? Damn feel? What the
Dampier.
hell? Yeah, well, Chris said in the beginning, the first one, it was Dampier, and what were they called? Dunfeel or something like that?
Yeah,
Dunpeel.
Dunpeel. There you go.
Dampier and Dunpeel. But anyway, it has got a lot of different flavors. This movie for sure. There's parts where it's like a western. There's other parts where it's like this over the top Castlevania style thing.
The vampire love story.
Yep. There's a lot going on. Basically, he gets hired to save this girl.
Hello, RR. Sorry, just
what's up, RR?
RR.
Hey, man.
How you doing, bud? Thanks for dropping in.
Hey, buddy.
Sorry, Vinny, go ahead.
No, it's all good. But yeah, he gets hired to save this girl. So the opening of the movie, there is a girl gets kidnapped by a vampire, and it feels more like you're 100% traditional vampire kind of thing happen, and you see all these crosses like bending in the streets, and this carriage is going through the town. It stops, and then we see like inside the window, basically there's this chick sleeping, and the window slowly opens. The flowers die. That's right next to it. Like water on a fountain, it all freezes. Like I love every little bit of this kind of atmosphere that they give, and it
looked great. This was
it looked fantastic. Yeah, how he's hanging upside down, and then his wings open up. The window opens, and he comes flying straight at her as she kind of wakes, and it looks like she passes out again, but in his arms. But you can't see it because we're seeing the mirror, and it's basically the reflection. And since he has no reflection, she's just like hanging there as if someone is holding her, and then runs off. So like that's like, it was a cool opening how they have that, and then later we end up seeing basically Vampire Hunter D is hired to save this girl. Her brother and her father. They're a little bit at odds, but the father was like, bring her back no matter what. And because Dee's like, what if she's already turned? And like her brother flips out, and the father is like more rational basically, and he's like, listen, even if she is, like, please bring her back, and they pay him a crazy amount of money, but they warn him too. Someone else was hired. It was the Marcus brothers, and it's like this these other vampire hunters in like an armored truck,
Jesus mobile,
like a Jesus mobile, yeah. And it was fun. It was pretty awesome. Like they each kind of have
crosses,
crazy,
but like the crosses all over the truck.
Yeah, they got like crazy crazy abilities, like all different shit. So like the lead brother, he's got like this what is it, the crossbow kind of weapon on his forearm. You got one guy, he's like a master with blades. Another one, he's like
you got the giant guy with the he's got like that. It's like a giant log on top of it, like a
wooden
axe handle.
Yeah, giant wooden stake, like an impaling weapon. You got the chick with the guns, and then there's another brother who's kind of like, it looks like he's on life support in the van.
Yeah.
And like later we find out what his ability is, but really plenty of cool shit. And yeah, the visuals are absolutely jaw dropping. Probably one of the last really good hand animated movies. Yes, there's some digital stuff in there, but the assets themselves are hand drawn. Backgrounds are painted. Really cool stuff. So
you were right. This does look a million times better than the first one. Not
oh
complaining about the first one because
yeah,
that was it was great for its
it's
time.
20 years prior to
Yeah.
this one. But yeah, this definitely it's way more cinematic. I think the approach, their shots look like Sergio Leone at
Yeah, this was
times.
supposed to be released in the theaters.
Yep, yep. Yeah, and the orchestra music is like over the
Oh
top.
hell
Like
yeah!
it's killer.
Well, here I got a question for you guys. So, is that just a cultural thing? Why do they call them zombies?
Why do they call zombies zombies?
No, they call those vampires in that town zombies.
Oh.
Oh yeah, because it's like they were freshly turned, is what it looked like too. Yeah, I don't know the full because they were even kind of moving like zombies. Like they didn't really have their own minds, is what it looks like.
Yeah, the first batch of vampires, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the one
Yeah,
that's
the
like
homeless one.
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
kind of drunk. Yeah, he's by the well, and the one brother. I love how they introduced those brothers too with that van because you just see the hand come out and grab the guy by the face.
Well, I
And-
also
were they-
like that. I like that gang. That gang was cool.
yeah, they
So
were.
were they supposed to be ghouls then? Because they, originally the term for a ghoul is somebody who's had vampire blood or whatever, but they're not fully turned.
Yeah, they were thralls of the vampire.
Well,
Yeah.
R says this was released in some theaters.
Oh shit!
I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yeah, I thought they did a really nice job, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool shit. So yeah, these brothers, they got paid by some. We don't know who paid them though, but you find out later in the movie.
All right, Tommy, is this the answer? Because there were mindless puppets of the master who turned them.
I believe so.
Yeah, they were thralls.
I guess that works as good as any, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, and basically, the Marcus brothers, it takes him out. The guy with the crossbow weapon, like he's just locking and loading, shooting these arrows all over the place. He's like, shit, the whole town was turned. And right when they get like to the last one, he hears like the hooves. He's like, someone's coming, and he's kind of like, he has his eyes closed, and he's kind of aiming his crossbow as he's kind of feeling where it's coming from, and then he lets his bow and arrow go, and it's going through the graves. And then you see it's just like, it pops up in the air, and there's Vampire Hunter D on his horse that's just on its hind legs, and he grabs the arrow that was shot in his direction, and he snaps it in his hand, and they're sitting there applauding him, like, "Oh, very good, stranger!" Rah rah rah. They're kind of the cheese dick writing a little bit, but for something like this, like it works. And then they find out, that is the famous Dunn Peel Hunter. The Vampire Hunter dude, and
he's back with his talking hand.
Yes,
With
and he's got like a
Jennifer Lopez
parasite.
talking hand.
Yeah, he's got this parasite
Mhm.
that's attached to his hand. So one of the brothers is upset. It's like, we just did him a favor, and like he's getting all pissed off. Like we did all the work, and this guy's just riding off. He's gonna go catch up with the carriage now. Because apparently this vampire's name's Meyer. And the chick that he took, they're on the road. They're going somewhere. We don't quite know at this point in the movie, but the Vampire Hunter D catches up with them, and they're having like a fight on top of the carriage, which is pretty killer as well. And then she sticks her head out, and she screams his name. She screams Meyer's name, and it kind of throws off D, and he gets knocked off the carriage. And his parasite talks to him, and he's like, what the hell, man? What did you do? And he pauses. He goes, she called out his name. Like, I don't think, I think she willingly went with him.
Right, and that's where the horror of this anime stops, and it becomes a horror man's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Vampire Mance.
yeah.
Well-
There is a love story in there.
Well, it's also
Knuckle is his hand, right?
yeah. We gotta something that we had mentioned during the thing because I looked it up. Like this predates Castlevania.
Yep.
So initially I thought, oh, they're aping off of Symphony of the Night or whatever, and it's like no, the graphic novels for this, which the movies were based, is from '83.
Yep.
And the first Akumajo Dracula came out, or Castlevania came out in '86.
Mhm.
So they had a whole 3 years before, for the video game. So
Yep.
clearly somebody at Konami was a Vampire Hunter D fan.
Yeah.
All right,
Like,
guys. Just go ahead and continue on with this. I have to tape my headphones. Holy shit! I broke the other side. Just give
Oh
me a minute.
no!
Give me a minute. Just go ahead. Keep going on about it.
he's gonna MacGyver.
Yeah,
You know what,
I-
Slash, you should definitely take out stock in either duct tape or maybe gaffer
Oh
tape.
no, I need to play the lotto because I'm definitely gonna fucking hit, bro. With all the luck that I'm having lately, hell yeah. Just give me a
It's
minute.
only one way going here now. Now it's up. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of cool shit that happens. But yeah, he kind of, he's delayed a little bit. Like he doesn't just kill Meyer because he sees that she actually, it seems like she cares about him. But yeah, then we have like this kind of other inner struggle with. So the Marcus brothers is the chick that's with them. She takes off like there's like a motorcycle kind of contraption that's attached to
One of the wheels.
which I thought was pretty cool though. I like how they
Yeah,
did
it's
a lot
kinda
of
neat.
this stuff.
Very
yes,
action figure.
she's trying like to catch up with the carriage and all them. And was that the point where she kind of encounters? There's a few different things that happen because we end up finding out too that Meyer he's hired what they're called the Barbaroi, which are these other monsters and shit. So there's like this dude who's got like shadow powers, a little bit like the Ninja Scroll guy, but a little bit extra. Like he's got more magical shit that's involved with his thing. You got this other chick that basically she's got like all these elements. She could turn herself into metal, wood, and manipulate like all sorts of matter like that. Make weapons and shit out of them. And then there's like this werewolf guy, and they're the ones that are kind of the three that are specifically protecting the carriage and helping Meyer.
That belly werewolf really just like, man, that just
yeah, we were saying that too. I don't know what it is about the
It's
Japanese.
a Japanese thing.
They
Yeah.
love that crap because there's a lot of like the Oni
the
that
were
have that
stomach?
crap too.
The guy with the
Yeah.
rare stomach.
Yeah. You ever play
But-
Super Ghouls and Ghosts? Like one of the bosses has that.
Yep.
Like
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, there's a lot of cool shit, and yeah, basically, like the carriage, they set like a booby trap basically for the hunters that are coming after them. So, you see the brothers kind of, they catch up to the carriage. It's just sitting there by itself, and like the big dude comes out, the one with his big stake hammer weapon. And he goes to swing at the carriage, and it's like a black sheet, and it like disappears. And he's like, "What the hell? There's no carriage there. It was like all an illusion." And as he's talking to the other ones, you see someone is in his shadow on the floor and stabs him. And he turns to his brothers, and blood's coming out of his mouth. And he says, "Beware of the shadows." And then what? And he collapses on the floor dead. And like
no. He stands there dead.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. He's standing there dead. And he does fall though. But yeah, I mean, there's some cool shit visually and what they kind of did with these characters and shit. But yeah, D is actually he's catching up with them again, and there's like different parts. I can't remember totally because we watched like part of it last week and then the rest of it tonight. So, but I don't remember the order. But basically, there's like this weird kind of prism thing in the middle of the forest. There's another illusion that the actual carriage is in, and D's kind of he finds it, and it's got like they mix kind of magic and other fantasy elements with this film. So there's parts of it feels almost like a kind of traditional old school horror movie, and then there's other stuff where it's like this kind of futuristic stuff. So like the juxtapose is very interesting with the film and how they did the approach, but again, very Japanese.
You're talking about some of the stuff where they're kind of mixing things like, old school with technology. Like when you were talking about that big vehicle that they were in, when I first seen that roll up, I thought it was like a freaking train, the way it was built.
Yeah, so low to the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it looked cool though. I like their holy vehicle there.
The Jesus mobile. Yeah.
Jesus mobile. Yeah, it's got crosses and shit.
Well, I think that's like kind of like that was a trope for anime for a long time too. Was like throw everything you can in there because it's the rule of cool. So you had like the cowboys and Indian shit mixed in with like the sci-fi steampunk shit mixed with like because like the vampires in this are aliens, like where they basically get a rocket ship and fly away. Like,
and the horse's eyes are like the front of Kit from Knight Rider.
yeah, Cylons. Woo woo.
Shit, Vampire Hunter D's horse is a hybrid of flesh and machine.
You know what it reminded me? It reminded me of Vengeance's horse from Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh yeah, Avenger there.
Avenger.
Was it Optimus Prime?
The Holy Roller. Nice art.
I don't remember. Avenger from Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, he was the one-horned. Yeah, he had a black winged horse. I think I had bat wings.
Oh, okay.
That's cool shit.
The only one I remember is Warduke's horse. Nightmare.
See,
that's the only one I remember.
Here's the weird thing, dude. Like Warduke and Lionheart and all of those characters, I don't recall them ever being in the Dungeons and Dragons Saturday morning cartoon.
No, because they weren't. I thought what's his face was. I thought Strongheart was, but Tiamat, the dragon was too, right?
Yeah, Tiamat was. That was like the main adversary. But like, I saw these action figures when I was a kid, and I'm like, who the hell is Warduke? What the hell is Lionheart with the fire action shield?
Yeah, the cartoon it made no sense, like pertaining to the toys, because it was an what was it, like an amusement park that they got stuck in the ride?
Yeah.
Well, the toys looked cool, but I was like, I don't know who these characters are.
I mean, it was the same thing with a lot of those, and we talked about this before too, where they kind of kidified a lot of these original versions of what these characters and everything were supposed to be from these different franchises. I mean, they did it with He-Man, they did it with G.I. Joe to a degree, they did it with Transformers, they did it with a lot of them. They
even going so far back as the fucking Super Friends, bro. When they had to throw in the twins and the monkey.
The twins. Yeah, the twins and the monkey. Gleek. Nobody remembers Gleek's name.
Marvin
I
and
always
Wendy.
just say the monkey.
Didn't he always say his name? Gleek.
Probably.
Yeah.
I thought he just went.
Snarf.
No, he would be like Gleek, Gleek.
Just whenever those stupid teenagers or the fucking Wonder Twins,
Marvin and Wendy.
I would
Marvin
not
and
want to
Wendy.
fucking watch those episodes.
He's like flexing with his little super cape, and it's like, okay.
But you know what?
Wiry arms.
You know what about Vampire Hunter D? They didn't do any of that stupid little mascot bullshit. You know,
Nope.
I like that they didn't do that.
No, this was before. Like we were kind of grumbling about it earlier. Was like this is around the turn of the millennium, like the early 2000s, because this came out in 2000 or probably 99 in Japan. But like this was before anime went all freaking chibi and kitties and feminine and shit.
Before
like,
it blew up to mainstream America.
Yep.
Yeah,
it really ruined the medium because now I can't watch any of the modern shit. It's all like pastel colors and feminine and like the most girly shit.
Why is everything got to be fuchsia? It's fucking disgusting.
Well, like the most girly shit that I'd be willing to watch was like that Inuyasha thing, which was clearly for girls. But like that's it. That's as far as I go. And now everything makes that look like it's jacked on testosterone.
I didn't even know that.
I blame Naruto.
My daughter loves.
I blame Naruto for all of it.
Naruto.
Like, my daughter loves all that shit. Inuyasha, was that JoJo's something adventures, whatever. She loves all that crap. I can't get into any of it.
It's for girls. Yeah, it's like it's a romance thing. They and this kind of did it to a degree, but it still had balls.
Oh man, they really dragged on with the vampire human romance thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense because again, this is like it's fucking the vampire story of. You could say Alucard.
It just gets a little tiresome when vampires always have to be romance stories.
Yeah.
They do it so much. They do it so much where vampire shit has to be a romance.
For sure. But when this movie came out, though, I mean, like, it wasn't that saturated all over the place.
Oh no, this was before fucking Twilight ruined vampires.
Yeah, all the garbage.
And again, this is '83 if you go by the books.
Yeah. So I mean, again, lots of cool shit, but like even like the set pieces and the action sequences that they end up doing in here. So like, basically when they get to that weird prism thing that's kind of has lasers on it and it's trying to protect them, it's inside, and his parasite can kind of feel that they're in there, and he's trying to look for the entrance as the sun's coming down. And Layla, she gets there, the chicken red with her wheelie vehicle, and she's trying to shoot at it, and like her weapon blast deflects, she gets injured from her own weapon. And as she's like on the floor, she could have died. Instead of going after him, D stops and he bandages her up, and because she's all like with her brothers, they don't trust him, they don't like him. She thinks that she was assaulted by him or something. He's like, I fixed your wounds, I mended you. Now I'm gonna go off. Like, you can see he's got zero interest, and he just wanted to help her. And they can't seem to wrap their brains around it, because there's a lot of stories about the dumb peels that nobody likes, and they're like a scourge or some shit. Basically,
but that one guy had a fucking very good story about Dunpeels.
Yeah,
the old
later.
man with the gun that weighed more than he did.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that guy was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna see him again after that. I thought he would pop up to like kind of like help to save the day, but he didn't.
No, yeah, because he's in the town. He was just like the.
I know, it's just like the way he was so like helpful to him. I thought eventually he might pop up. There was a chance, but
it was cool.
Expect that it'd be like one of the characters that follows him in town secretly, or follows him on his adventures secretly to
Sorta.
pitch in if God help him he ever.
yeah, you're right. All right. For example, at the end of Roadhouse, how every single guy who owns a shop in the neighborhood just pops up in that guy's mansion to fucking help blast him.
Yeah.
They just appeared there, like.
But at the very end, they were all like waiting in the driveway.
Yeah, it's like they were hiding behind the bushes or something.
Yeah. At the exact moment when they needed him.
It was cool stuff.
But no, I like this one. I just didn't want to see this one without seeing the first one. But this one is better than the first one. I'll give the first one its credit for its time. For 1985. It was good for 1985.
Yeah.
I can't be dissing stuff because it's old. That's not what I do.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's different styles, different all kinds of shit, but
yeah.
Again, it has the elements. Like Chris was saying, these are based off the stories from the book, so it all makes sense and it pertains to the characters. But there's a lot of cool stuff that happens. As eventually, like the carriage, it makes its way through the Barbaroi, which is again this whole monster section, and it's kind of like it was supposed to be another trap for them. And these, like, he's ready to slaughter all these fucking creatures so that the carriage can get to safety with the other ones on top. The dude with the shadow powers, the chick with the elemental powers, and the werewolf guy. But,
the green chick.
Yeah, the green chick.
Elementalist.
But yeah, like as they're having, as this like little lead guys kind of explaining shit to him. It's like, yeah, and now you're fucked. We're gonna kill you and all that. You see out of nowhere, like this specter is got like lasers and shit, and it's destroying and killing all these monsters, and it's smiling and happy. You find out it's the other Marcus brother who's inside the fucking
astral projection
in the Jesus mobile, astral projecting. They're trying to keep him alive. Like he has to die in order for his soul to come out of his body, and every time he uses it, like his body disintegrates even further. Like he's all emaciated and shit, but his level of power is insane, and he's like slaughtering all these things. But he turns his attention towards D, and D like cuts him in half, and his soul goes back into his body, like rapidly. And then he goes to chase the carriage, and the shadow guy he shoots like a sheet at him, like this kind of black sheet that he gets like sucked into.
Yeah, the sheet that disguises itself, right? Wasn't the first time we saw the sheet? Wasn't it disguised as like a carriage or something?
Yeah, it's the carriage. Yeah.
The black sheet, does that make it a sheet?
Oh sheet. So D is like he's trapped like in this limbo kind of realm, and you see like the string thing in the guy's hands, like he's like making this cage for him. Like again, the visuals are cool and how they kind of did all that. But he can't get out of it, and he's like really like fucked. But the parasite of his hand basically saves him. But yeah, like the Marcus brothers, like they catch up, And like there's other traps and shit that are set essentially.
RR says in the book the elemental chick made one of the brothers her sex bitch.
Now, see, you got to watch out for that. If she's asking for wood, you don't go near that, fellas. Don't go near that.
No,
but there's something else I wanted to mention about that cloak, that shroud. It kind of projects kind of like the focus of the shroud of darkness, so to speak. Because when he gets enveloped by this thing, it's almost like into darkness. So I mean, wouldn't you say that's kind of like what it is, like a shroud of darkness that he's using on him?
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, which again, I thought again, there's a lot of cool visuals and things that they played with.
The only reason I even mention that because it also falls in line with him using shadows.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, just like the Ninja Scroll character, like that guy was able to go in and out of shadows. So they have like
technique, my friend.
Yep. they have some of that in here too with that character. But the guy, he's like a psycho too. That one for sure. So there's like another trap. Like he jumps off. He's gonna take care of the Marcus brothers. That guy as well, the Shadow dude. And like two of them, out of the brothers. So there's the one that's inside the truck, like on life support. There's the one with the knives.
The Monchichi with the cigar.
Yep. Yeah, the Monchichi, the leader. Fuck, I can't remember his name right now. But
Haggard or something like that.
Something with a B. It was like Bogart or
Bogart. There you go.
Yeah, and so it's like it's those two guys that they tell the other one to stay in the van, stay in the Jesus truck, and like
we just keep calling it the Jesus.
It's great. It's perfect. So like it's like sundown, so like there's shadows everywhere, and like and they're trying to figure out where the hell he is, and the character does. Yeah, they did take him out, right? Wasn't it the Marcus brothers who took him out in that area?
I don't remember.
Because I know like the parasite sucks the spell, that black void, that cloak, like it envelops it, and when they do, like he's in midair and his horse comes smashing down and basically blows up on the floor underneath them. So
I'm just wondering how what is it again? Hogarth, Bogart or Hogarth? Yeah. All right.
Hogarth with the Iron Giant, wasn't that?
After he got shot in the back with the arrows,
then
when he comes back, he's a vampire. So they shot him in the back and then bit him off camera.
Well, he said he goes, you made a deal with her. So I guess as he was dying, I guess he cut a deal with her.
Well, they melted his crucifix. If you recall, it was melting off.
They melted it off
right before before the scene changes. Crucifix just dissolved. Yeah.
I looked up his name. It's Borgoth.
Borgoth. Okay.
Borgoth. But I mean, again, cool shit though. Because I believe they were throwing like their weapons and shit at him, and I think they stabbed him through one of the shadows, and he fucking falls. They chop off his leg at one point too, didn't they?
I don't know. Everybody was getting fucked up, and then all of a sudden they were good. like fucking Meyer. Meyer gets cut in half. Then that motherfucker's like, I'll put myself back together.
Yeah, you get the fucking super vampire powers. It was crazy cool shit. But so D, what's her face? Layla. She makes it to a town, and they need resources and shit because the elemental chick, she fucks up their van in a big way. She jumps underneath it and turns herself metal, and like spikes shoot all over the place. And they flip, and that's why they went after the shadow guy. Layla goes for help, and she makes it to this town. And D is also, he's on foot. All he has is his saddle because his horse, exploded basically on the rocks below them. So and he's in the sun too long, and the parasite's saying it too. Like you're gonna get like heat stroke basically. Because it's worse for him since he's half vampire. They can only have so much sunlight before it's like you get pure sun poisoning.
But it's all good for that D's horse exploded because he could go buy another one for $300,000.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Chuck E. Cheese coins,
right?
Yeah,
was it 300,000 or 30,000? Either way, it was
300.
He was going through the desert with a saddle with no horse, and he was looking to get out of the sun.
Yeah.
Saddle with no
I've
name.
been through the desert on
Yeah.
a no horse.
Yeah,
His
gave the
hands
guy,
he's like, you need to get into the shade. You need to. He's like, what shade? He's in the desert.
it was kind of neat that he could just go into town and hand the guy a couple of chocolate coins and make it a
We gave him some guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was cool shit. But so Layla, she gets into the bar and she basically almost like sets a trap for him just to see like how he's going to handle himself and tells the sheriff that there's a dumb peel in the area.
And he's very upset.
Yeah, he's super pissed. So and they actually find him in the stable.
Well, first he comes and takes her gun from her. He starts swinging the long dick of the law around. He's like, I need your gun.
Right.
And then she puts the barrel in his face and then flips the handle to him for him to take it.
Yeah. So she complied.
Yeah, fucking, the guy that looked like James Garner.
Yeah. So like, they all run in, pointing the gun at him as he's trying to saddle up the horse. They're like, you're under arrest, blah blah blah. And the old dude tells a story about the dumb peels. A vampire hunter who basically
About
saved
10 kidnapped children that the Dunpeel rescued.
Yep. And the sheriff.
Surprise! It was the old guy who charged him $300,000 for a horse.
Yeah. He pulls the gun on the sheriff like this giant cannon he could barely even hold up. And he's
you saw towards the end of the scene his arms were trembling.
Yeah. He gets sweat coming down his face. But he thanks him. And I was one of the kids. And he goes, I'll never forget you. And thank you for saving me and everything. And Dee's appreciative. And then he just leaves. He's like, yeah, like fuck off. He goes, I just wanted the horse anyway, you assholes. So yeah, and Layla, she's on the other side of the window, and she heard most of this, and she's kind of shocked. So she's starting to get like some respect for him, but still kind of wanted to feel out and see if she could slow him down. But it did not work. Where the fuck were we?
No cryptocurrency. Yeah, he couldn't put down any Bitcoin for that.
Well,
horse.
if it's vampires, doesn't cryptocurrency make a lot of sense though?
But yeah, I mean, what was it? Dee catches up to the carriage, and what's her face? The chick who was kidnapped there. She basically. She steps out into the light and she wants to be in the sun for a bit and kind of wanders off. And there's like this, like the area is kind of cool, like with these little, like man-made structures, and you see like water and shit there.
Greek ruins.
Yeah, it almost like Greek ruins. Pretty cool though. And Dee's there, and he's like, he wants to bring her in and says, "Listen, you're getting brainwashed by him or whatever." And she's like, "No, I really love him," and blah blah blah. And Layla's there. She walks over and she's like, "Oh, so you're in love with a vampire?" She walks over and just belts this bitch in the face.
Yeah. She calls her a blood shark.
Yeah.
Yeah, a blood shark.
Oh my god, that was crazy.
Well, I'm sorry. Every time I see one of these movies where a girl is falling for a vampire, I feel like punching them in the face.
Yeah, she's like, "You fucking idiot." But yeah, as they're kind of there, then they get attacked by that the green chick, the elemental chick, and so Dee's like fighting her and stuff.
She dies in back-to-back scenes.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, because Dee now the sun it caught up to him, and like he falls over in pain, and the hand's like, I told you how to stay out of the sun, and she's like attacking, like she merges with a tree, and like she's shooting like wood stakes at him. And he's rolling and trying to get out of the way. And he starts slicing and he takes her head off and you see the body fall and it turns back to human form. And the head and the hair is like stuck in the trees with the mouth open.
And then it makes a face.
Yeah. And then it comes together again. So she's not dead.
Layla's the one to put her down for good.
Yeah. Because Layla sees Dee and he's trying to dig a hole to get underground. He needs to get out of the light, and she gets a call from what's his name again? Tommy. What was
Bogart.
Bogart. Yeah, she gets a call from him, and he's like, "Yeah, what happened? Like the assets moving east or whatever, blah blah blah." And did you? What about the vampire hunter? She's like, "I don't know where he is," and she's staring right at him. So he's like, "All right, we'll catch up with you soon or whatever." And told him where they're going, like where they're headed. So she returns the favor to D and helps bury him under the dirt. And it's starting to rain and stuff. They have like a moment where they kind of they connect on a human level, and basically they make a promise to one another, like whoever dies, like the one who's alive who survives this, you should put flowers on her grave or whatever.
Flowers on my grave.
Yeah, but she's basically like,
Yeah.
she's kind of bullshitting, but she kind of
being
means
sarcastic.
it. Yeah, and he's like, no, I'll do it, and she's like, yeah, whatever. So she climbs down or whatever, and she gets grabbed by on like the ankle and dragged up a tree. And that chick is still alive, that elemental chick. And Layla pulls a knife and just throws it in her forehead, and she starts laughing in her face. And then a lightning bolt comes out of the sky and splits her all the way down.
The elemental
fries her.
That was awesome.
Explodes her.
That was probably my favorite kill of the movie.
That was fucking awesome. Yeah, she falls on the floor.
You can do that in that Breath of the Wild game, and it's probably one of the most satisfying kills. Because if you're out in an electrical storm, anything that you got that's metal will start sparking.
Yep.
So if you got like a weapon that's metal, and it has like a triggering system where it like speeds up the spark, so it's like, zzz, 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 and then all of a sudden a bolt of lightning will come down the sky and nuke it. Mm-hmm. So if you're holding that, it's going to do serious damage to you. Yeah. But I perfected it, and I just throw it at an enemy. I'm like, hot potato. I'll just one shot something big.
Yeah, I've done it a couple of times too. That shit was awesome. And it moves fast too. Like, it just starts to spark. It's like, oh shit, I didn't realize I walked through an area and I had it on my back. I'm like, what's going on? Holy shit. You need like wood weapons and shit like that.
Yep.
That's crazy. But the storm dissipates, and Layla, she goes to meet up with them, and Dee hops on his horse or whatever, and he's headed towards there. But you find out the carriage is basically on this bridge, and the last one that's left there to kind of to protect the carriage is the werewolf guy, and they get stopped by the Jesus mobile, and it's about sundown, like you can still see the sun, and one of them has the girl, and the cart opens, like the werewolf, he jumps off, like he uses like his, like he's got vision where he could see through things, and he sees that they planted bombs all over the bridge.
Yeah. Are we going to talk about how the Jesus freaks are a bunch of terrorists?
What's up, Soul Assassin? How you doing?
What's up, man? Oh, I love that Archer. Avatar thing.
The Tom Selleck mustache Archer.
Yeah.
He's good. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, Archer's great. Yeah, I knew the guy who did like the art style for it.
All right, you know what? I was watching Archer, and I got to the season where
the coma.
No, I got to the season where, what was her name, Carol, where she became a country music star. She moves to New York to become a country music star.
Oh yeah, the crazy one, the brunette.
Like of all the places to become a country music star,
yeah, she was hilarious.
New York City.
Oh,
and then the fat one, she was doing all this coke, and she got skinny and hot.
And she got skinny and hot. Yep,
that was great.
But what I was wondering was, so that was around the time where the other ISIS came into the news. I would imagine they didn't continue to call their team ISIS, right?
What, on Archer?
On Archer.
I think they kept making a joke along those lines. Like they didn't shy away from shit.
Oh, okay.
No, Archer it stayed pretty solid.
Okay.
Yeah. There was some wacky shit with his dream sequence because he was in a coma. There was some really strange.
Yeah, I didn't get to the coma season.
Look, you remember the 70s? There's that superhero ISIS.
Yeah, that was with Shazam, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it was a Shazam or a Wonder Woman one, or I think it was a Shazam.
Yeah, it was all in that same period. It was like
it was like the Shazam and ISIS like half hour or whatever, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Something like that. Yeah. But oh, sorry. Yeah, going back to the carriage anyway. The door opens up. And Meyer he walks out and he's catching fire, and they're like, "What the hell is wrong with this guy? He's crazy."
Yeah, he was out in the sun for quite a bit. And he didn't
Yeah.
burst in the flames or nothing. He was like a little bit, a little bit fiery, but
Yeah, his face.
he was fiery, but mostly peaceful, right?
Yes.
Little vampire barbecue, my favorite. Wow.
Yeah, it was
Fiery,
awesome.
but mostly peaceful.
Yeah, because it's the weakest point of the sun since it was going down, but still, like that thing could have killed him. And she gets out of one of the guy's arms and runs over to him, and like the other one's flipping out, and he's like, "Well,
Typical
you know
blood
what?
shark.
Yeah," because she goes, "Yeah, if you go, I'm gonna take myself out. I can't live without you." And the two of them start laughing, like, "Well, you know what? Maybe she should offer herself. We're gonna get the money anyway, so who cares? And then we can kill him."
Yeah.
So they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll do that." Blah blah blah. So as they're kind of in an embrace, the one dude gets slashed like 3 giant fucking claw marks through his entire body, and it's that werewolf dude, and he's like in full werewolf form, and he's hopping around.
His stomach's howling.
Yeah, he hits the other guy in the eye, and
Like
the
Chris
lead,
with his IBS.
yeah, the munchie
Yeah.
guy, he jumps off the bridge.
I have a howling stomach these days.
Yeah.
So yeah, the lead guy, he jumps off the bridge and he's trying to shoot like his crossbow at the dude, and then he notices there's an explosion coming from the water. The werewolf took all the bombs off the bridge and he dropped them down there. So yeah, it looks like he gets blown to shit, but because he's in the water, it sort of saves him, so he didn't die. But the other one did. He got fucking sliced 3 ways from Sunday. And yeah, so the carriage it ends up making its way to what do you call it? This castle. Basically, it's Carmela, one of the older vampires,
Yeah.
and
Elizabeth Bathory.
yeah. Dee's hand basically tells the story. He's like, "Oh, great, they're going over there. Like it's super dangerous or whatever." And he tells the story for us, the audience, basically of like, "Yeah, I know why you don't want to go there. Yeah, like she's crazy and like basically she had such a bloodlust, and that's kind of where the title comes from. Get it. So she was she slaughtered like anyone and everyone in the castle, and her father kills her and like left her body impaled with a sword in it. And now her spirit, because it doesn't die apparently, is haunting the whole place. And yeah, so I thought that was pretty cool.
Here, Vinny, answer this question.
What?
If you can.
Oh, I can't answer that because it's like in its own
realm.
realm.
Knows. No one really knows.
It's like in its own kind of fantasy realm. So I would say, if anything, the future-ish because of.
Well, no, they say
I would imagine post-apocalypse.
Oh wait,
no,
in the beginning
they say it is in the very first Vampire Hunter D movie. They say in the distant future.
Oh, that's true. That's in the beginning of this. They said the same thing. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I think the second one, even like you said, they said in the distant future, and that's from the vampire, the first one, which was the distant. So that's the distant future.
Yeah,
how you doing, Cotton?
Hey, because we watched like the first half hour a week or so ago. So I didn't remember every little detail. It's pretty cool because when they get to the castle and the carriage gets there, holy shit, man, there is some cool stuff. This whole like last act I thought was amazing how they did it, and like the orchestra music, it looks like a massive Castlevania type castle that's there. Yep. And she greets Meyer and the chick, and she's very accommodating, and she's like yes, and like making it sound like she's happy for them and all this shit. And while they're there, there's some shit that goes down for sure.
But she gives caramel coated chocolates a bad name.
Pretty much. So where the fuck were we? Oh yeah, so D he ends up the werewolf said he's gonna stay behind and take care of D. And we end up finding out that D pretty much bests him in one swipe of his sword.
One shot.
Yeah, he splits him head to crotch basically, and before that guy dies, he's like, who hired the Marcus brothers? And he says it was Carmela before he dies and he falls down or whatever. And yeah, so now we see inside Carmela's castle, and Meyer and her, they're kind of having a talk, and she wants to turn into a vampire. She wants to be turned, and he's saying no, it's a horrible existence and everything. And
every time he's looking at her neck, he's like,
he's having a vampire boner.
Yeah, he's
that neck.
He's creaming in his pants every time.
Yeah, he gets like full Jack Tripper.
Oh, that fucking neck.
He does. He goes like full Jack Tripper, seeing a set of boobs or something.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So yeah, he said he needs to take care of something. He leaves the room. He said, "Don't leave this room." And as he's in like the main like hallway area, he sees Dee standing there, and he goes, "The girl wants to go home." He opens up his cape, and she's like inside of Dee's cape, like looking over her shoulder at him, like like agreeing. And he's like, "No, this can't be." And as he's staring at her, all of a sudden, and it acts like lightning speed, comes out of nowhere in the air, slashes Meyer through the face. He falls on the floor. His head is split, but like it's laying on itself. So he's like laying on his right ear basically, and you can see like the face is like shifted apart.
Yeah,
And the
like
axe
bifurcated.
and the axe goes flying back into a statue. And then we cut to her, and she's not there with Dee. Dee turns into a bunch of vampire bats and disappears. He's like a pile of bats, and he just he flies away. And now you see her inside that room, and one of the mirrors like opens up almost like a portal and is like calling to her. And it's this scene that we see right here on screen. And so she walks up this flight of stairs, and he wraps his arm around her and bites into her neck. And then as he's biting into her neck and the camera's spinning around, he vanishes. You see the puncture marks, and she falls on the floor, and her blood is going towards and up the stairs. And you see like this kind of old school like bathtub that has this giant so like a sarcophagus kind of thing, but it's like it's open, and you see this giant gold sword that's stuck in it, and it's Carmela's body, and like it starts to fill up with blood.
So like some of the people mentioned in the chat that were talking about Vlad, and they were talking about Bathory. This takes stuff from Bathory where she used to bathe in women's blood.
I have the McFarlane figure of that.
Me too.
Yeah, Carmela is basically Elizabeth Bathory.
Yes.
Well, RR said that Carmela was the first vampire novella before Dracula.
Yep. And there was also Varney the vampire or something along those lines.
Jim Varney?
I think
you know what I mean?
Hey, Vern, go to bunch of
it was Lord Byron that wrote Varney the Vampire. It was the same time that Mary Shelley was writing Frankenstein.
Gotcha.
Because they all went together at a retreat at his place, and then she wrote Frankenstein. He wrote Varney the Vampire, and somebody had written something else. I forget what the other one was, but there was like 3 people that wound up creating novels.
Which is awesome. That's
there you go.
Cool.
Don Knott says Barney the Vampire. Barney fights the vampire.
Wow, we're here in Mayberry. We like to drink little children. Run away, Opie. It gets the blood flowing.
Well, they came at me with that steak, and I tell you, I ran.
Every time I hear that, all I picture is the Simpsons episode where they had Charles Bronson as the chef. And he's like, "Where'd he go?" He's like, "Hey, shut him."
Now I gotta go to Emmett's Fix-It shop to fix Emmett. And he walks out with the gun, and
That shit was the best. Holy crap, that's so good.
So on the side note, there's
a
guy in one of those, they got to make believe like Mayberry Town, and there's this guy, he does it for free. He looks and sounds just like Don Knotts, and he does freaking Barney. Yeah, wow. It was pretty hysterical. I don't know if the guy's still alive or not, if he passed, but I'd seen video of him doing it, and man, you would not be able to tell it wasn't him.
Oh man, so he could also double as Mr. Furley. That's nice. Multi-talented.
Yeah, that's what Police Company reboot.
Yeah, his son should come back and play his father.
It's like the Power Rangers. He turns into Furley.
Yeah,
what a superpower that would be,
right? Yeah, what's his face? He's got a son who's an actor.
Or hell, even a reboot of Gilligan's Island.
Bob Denver.
Why can't you think of Jack Tripper's real name?
John Ritter.
John Ritter, that's it. He's got a son who's an actor who's really good too.
He looks a lot like him too.
Yeah.
So came up with Ernest the Vampire versus Vern.
Know what I mean? Hey,
Vern.
He'd be talking to his hand. Know what I mean?
But see, like, who would be Vern though? Because we were Vern. Us as the audience was Vern.
Yeah.
That's true.
He was Ernest. He was Ernest
Yeah,
P.
he was
Worf.
Ernest.
So Ernest was just like a violent schizophrenic. Like there really was no bird.
There was no word.
Hey, there's Trina. Trina popping up in the chat. Hi, Trina.
Hey,
Hey,
Trina.
Trina, happy birthday.
What up,
Hey,
Trina?
Happy birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Hope you had a
birthday.
good one.
Yeah.
Trina or something.
Yeah,
I
hope it
told
was
Rorschach that it was your birthday, and he had a big smile, Trina.
good.
You say it's your
Nice.
birthday.
So,
Bird
yeah,
self-
yeah, back to the movie because we're in the last act. The last of the Marcus brothers, the lead dude, he has his eye patched up. He makes it to the castle, and he goes like from the underground area. Layla, she goes through the main entrance basically, and as he's like in the underground part, like I guess the catacombs, and you see all the coffins and shit. Two of them come flying at him, and he turns around, and he starts shooting at them, and they open up and he sees his other two brothers and he's like, oh my god, like he's all like flipping out and excited, like, oh my god, you're alive. And the arrows he dropped float in the air and stab him in the back. He falls down face first, and then you see his crucifix melts.
dissolves.
Yeah, it dissolves and
yeah.
melts into the air. And now we cut to Layla. And
Poor
she's
guy. I
like,
really wanted that guy to make it out. I like that guy.
yeah, he was good. The voice acting was great on him too.
Some of these voices sounded so familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Like
they
they
are.
sounded
There's
like
like 6
voices I've
people.
heard like of people on TV shows. Like maybe it was just my ears playing tricks
Yeah.
on me. I don't know.
Well, yeah, the big dude was DiMaggio, the guy who plays Bender.
Okay, Bender. Okay.
Yeah, and he did the voice thing to the sheriff as well. He did a couple voices aside from the big guy, but yeah, it was pretty cool though. So where the hell were we? Layla.
Bogart just got killed.
He just gets killed. Layla's like in the main foyer area or whatever, and she's kind of like scoping out the place, and like there's still head trips going on. So when D got there, he gets pulled into one of them, and it's like a room that's just covered in blood and everything's all blacked out, and you just see the back of a woman's head. It's his mother. She's on the floor and she's talking about him. I forgot what the hell she said. We were talking, but
She was saying she was going on about falling in love with the vampire. She's like saying
something
like don't get mad or some shit like that.
Some shit like that. Because basically the one that she falls in love with, it seems to be Dracula or another, like the master vampire. They don't really say Dracula.
Yeah, Cain. They say Cain.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, Carmela says, is it true you are the descendant of Cain the vampire?
Oh, okay. Yeah, so again, pretty cool shit though. But so D sees through the illusion and slashes through, and he's back in the regular room. And then we cut to Layla, and she's having a head trip of her as a little girl, like at a gravestone or something, and she's flipping out or whatever, and she's trying to run away. And as Layla goes to reach out to the girl, a hand grabs her and pulls her back, and a chandelier falls. And D saved her life for like the third time. And
he tells her it was illusions.
Yeah, he tells you, this is all illusions. This is Carmela. And she went to go find the girl, I believe. And then he sees like basically the spirit of Carmela. And he kind of gets pulled into like another realm. And she's like making him suffer. Like she's shooting lightning on him, and he's on the floor and on his knees. And she's saying how like, you're a piece of shit killing your own kind. We're dying off already. And, you're fast forwarding the process basically, and like flipping out on him, and he's fighting through it, which is pretty cool too, because it shows that he's more powerful. But as he's screaming in pain, his fangs come out like totally. He's in agony, and he fights through completely, and then he stabs her, like the spirit, and the body that's like covered in the chick's blood, like the sword flies out and it's trying to crawl out, and because the spirit gets killed, like that thing can't have its full form, and it's kind of staying in that mess. And then we see Myers' head reconnects, like you get back to him on the floor and his head reconnects, and he basically tries to save the chick.
Yeah, he glued himself back together.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
These vampires like comic book characters. They don't stay dead.
Yeah.
He
gets a mullet.
Trina. Yeah, this is the one that I prefer out of the two movies. This was my favorite, the Bloodlust one. But yeah, absolutely amazing. All the stuff that happens. So like the blood's like trying to come at him, and he's trying to split it and everything and destroy it before she like bleeds out completely. Dee takes care of the spirit version of her, and she's like, "How could this be?" And she's flipping out. And yeah, that's when she says like, "Are you the descendant of Cain and the master and on all this shit?" And he's not even answering her. Like the hand sucks in the soul, basically. His parasite takes care of Carmela because he goes, "All things end." Because she's like, I, we could never die. Our spirits could never die. And he's like, "Everything dies," and he sucks her in. Like, "Fuck you, bitch." So then, yeah, we cut back to the other ones, and basically Meyer and Dee are gonna have a big fight. Layla sees. Oh, Layla almost gets herself killed. We have Barlog there. He grabs her from behind, and she's like, "What the hell?" He's not dead. You can see when she looks up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got 2 puncture marks in his neck.
Good name.
Yeah, and Dee was like, "Oh, you made a deal with Carmela," and you see he's got fangs. And as he's like, he's ready to kill. You see his arm gets blown off. And it's the last
first
mark.
It has 2 giant holes put in it.
Yeah, 2 huge. Yeah, and it's basically the last of the Marcus brothers in the van. The one's kind of like on life support. His spirit comes in and saves Layla and wraps his arms around the other brother.
He hugs him.
Himself.
Yeah, he hugs him, smiling. Yeah, his spirit is so happy. He hugs him and he blows him up. And then so he basically took himself out to save Layla because you see back in the Jesus Mobile.
He's a team player.
Yeah, in the Jesus Mobile, like he injected himself and there's no one there to revive him. So
you give him a bro hug.
Hey, the Jesus rolls, man. The Jesus rolls.
You don't fuck with the Jesus.
It's the ultimate bro hug.
Yeah, the final bro hug.
The final, that's it. Boss level. We got to see that movie, by the way. I want to do a watch party on that. On Boss.
Boss level.
Boss level. That shit was awesome.
Yeah, I just didn't like the ending. It's just boom over. I didn't like that.
Yeah, I wanted more out of that movie. I like if they did a sequel or something would be great.
By the way, guys, 56 minutes in, and we stayed on topic of the movie about 90% of the show. That's
holy shit,
unheard of on this channel.
Here, let's go ahead and distract. So you want to watch a good vampire movie? I've seen this one on Tubi. It's called Lesbian Vampire Killers.
Oh, nice. Hold on, get the link. Let's start.
Wait, do they kill lesbian vampires, or are they lesbian vampires that are killers?
And that was the question I had initially, but no, these are lesbian vampires.
Okay.
Oh. I don't know. You had me at lesbians.
Gotta love the English language.
The main lesbian vampire chick, her name is Carmela.
Nice.
Well, Vinny, you love lesbians. No, you got to be specific when you say that, bro. Because I was gonna say you might get a Rosie O'Donnell if you ask for that.
That's a diesel dyke. That's a diesel dyke. That's totally different than a hot lesbian.
Whoa, you're dropping D bombs. I'm gonna get shut down.
Like that.
Vampire Hunter.
Vampire Hunter dyke.
He said lesbians. He didn't say goiters.
No, wait, my aunt's a lesbian. I have a card, so you could borrow my card, okay?
It's a rainbow-colored card that just has a big D on it.
But yeah, so we're at the end of the movie. The bro hug happens, and then Meyer fights Dee. He comes in. He's like, "I'm sick of this shit." The girl had collapsed. She's like bleeding out. She's barely even. I don't even think she's alive at this point. She's like dead. And Layla's like, "What a waste." She's pissed. So she grabs her hand, she takes the ring off of her hand, and she throws it in anger down the stairs towards them. And as they're fighting, it's really cool.
Is slowly bouncing towards them.
Yeah, and like the way I like the way that they're fighting too, because you see like the heat from his blade and Meyer. He makes his cape into like these blade weapons, and like it's almost like when you overheat metal.
Vampire, Meyer, he looked cool, looked like a typical vampire, but the name Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer is a horrible name.
It's like you're working in an office or something. Get Meyer in here.
And you know what? Yeah, don't question him. And maybe some Japanese guy really liked Oscar Mayer.
Yeah, get Meyer in here. The fucking copy machine's not working.
Guy was like, I love Bologna.
There you go. I was waiting for somebody to say it.
Well, no, it was a lot of the names were like so freaking weird, or like like whatever. Like I'll just remember it as the elemental chick. I don't even know what.
Yeah,
she's
I didn't even know her
I don't
name.
even-
Even
Yeah,
then-
well, I know green chick with the titties, green haired
Yep.
chick with the titties out.
Meyer,
Before she turned into a tree, she was
Yeah.
green chick with the titties out.
I love how they animated her, man. She looked awesome.
Yeah, she
The
did.
hair and everything was coming at them.
She
It
didn't
was
last
pretty
very
sexy.
long. The
No.
coolest looking people don't last long in this movie.
Yeah.
I
But
took
again,
That fucking guy with that fucking crazy weapon in the beginning, he only lasts like 3 scenes.
I know.
I thought it was Meyer, like my new book I'm making, A Thong of Lice and Meyer.
No.
But
the story of my wedding.
Yeah, aside from the names and like minor character designs like that are a little off, like everything is pretty damn fucking awesome. In it,
I
anyway.
dug
I
this.
think.
I definitely dug this movie.
Yeah, like the animation's so beautiful, and like again, the orchestra that they play, especially at the whole last act, is incredible. So yeah, as they're fighting like that, yeah, they spring off one another, and D's got his blade, and you see him stab Meyer through. And the angle we're seeing, it looks like he got him through the heart, but it didn't. They pan around the other side, and Meyer's like,
Through the shoulder.
Yeah, you purposely missed me. Why? And he goes, I don't need to kill you. And he pulls his blade out, and he uses the sword to pick up the
ring, hops up onto the blade, and he picks it up.
Which was cool. That was badass. And he's like,
Yeah,
and he drops in his hand. He's like, this is all I need. I need proof for the father that she's dead. Take her, go where you got to go. It doesn't matter because she's gone. Like me killing you is going to be pointless. So because he wants to take her to see the stars before her last breath, essentially. And yeah, so it's like they hop in like this spaceship kind of thing. That was weird. That was
Spaceship castle.
Spaceship castle. Yeah, and the whole place
castle from Krull.
Yeah. By the way, as they were fighting, the whole place is falling apart because Carmella, she's completely dead. So her spirit was what was keeping the castle still alive, which I thought was awesome. It was like very much like Castlevania.
The same shit happens at the end of Castlevania. That happens in so many movies. It doesn't even have to be a vampire movie.
I know, right?
Like
my first
thought, is crumbling and the bricks are falling.
Yeah, I got a Transformers 86 vibe from this. A sleek, sexy, junkie on planet transforms into spaceship. That's what I got.
No, remember in Krull, like the castle was literally like an asteroid spaceship.
Yeah,
that,
I remember like the beginning. It's like takes minutes for it to land in the beginning.
Yeah, and then every sunset it changes like location, so that's why you can never siege the castle because it's constantly moving.
Where's Krull from? What is this?
It's a movie.
That's a movie.
It's a movie from like 82 or 83, something.
Oh,
like
okay.
Yeah. You probably seen it. It's the guy. He has the weapon. Like it's called the glaive. It's like
a giant throwing star.
Yeah, it's a blade with it's like so many, like a bunch of different blades.
Who's
like
the star?
Liam Neeson's in it.
Yeah, Liam Neeson.
Dime Store Eric Idle. I can't remember that actor's name, but he reminds me of Eric Idle. Like he was, who the hell was in it?
I don't remember. Other than Liam Neeson was like a background character in it. I don't.
Yeah,
the guy who played Krull, like I don't remember his name.
Yeah,
I'll look it up after.
Krull, 1983.
It's so good.
Yeah,
it's such a cheese movie, but it's so damn good.
And the effects were awesome, except for one part. There was one part with really terrible effects.
Krull, 1983, stars Ken Marshall, Lisette Anthony, Freddie Jones.
Freddie Jones.
Okay, 83. They made an Atari game of it too.
Yeah, I got the arcade version emulated too.
That's cool. Good shit, man. Yeah.
I remember when I was still working at the flea market, there was a lot of these knife vendors that I was dealing with. They were more like shurikens, but they looked like the Krull blade.
Nice.
That's cool. All right, hold on. We're at the end anyway. So yeah, as they take off, Dee and Layla, they're gonna leave, and you can see that she does like him, and she's about to hop on his horse and grind her ass into his D. She stops, and she's kind of cheering them on to see if they'll make it into space, wherever the fuck they're going, which again bizarre. But at the very end, you see there's like a funeral going on, and all these people around and saying how beloved she was and blah blah blah, and you think that they're talking about the girl who's with Meyer. And there's a little blonde-headed girl who she sees Dee.
Nellie Olson.
He's on the horse, like underneath the tree, basically in the shade in the distance. And she stops him, and she goes, "Did you know my grandmother Layla?" And yeah, that's what you find out. So she lived.
Is this where you find out Layla wasn't a lesbian? Though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unless it was artificial insemination.
No.
Turkey baster baby.
We said it. D saved her with his D.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was cool, and like he says nice things about the mother or about the grandmother, and the promise that he wanted to keep about leaving her flowers. So as he kind of rides off, the hands talking to him was, "Oh, you're not so bad. You just dress poorly." And yes, there's the end of the movie. And again, I thought they did a cool job with the story that they told.
All right, Soul Assassin. I'll see your Beastmaster, which I did like Beastmaster anyway, but I'll see your Beastmaster and raise you Sheena.
Yeah.
She was naked in Sheena.
It's also a little Beastmaster. I don't know if anyone ever noticed, but if Tanya Roberts, there's a certain part where she lands on the ground and she's not wearing any underwears under her little loincloth.
Yo, I saw. Oh, dude. So Sheena, it was on regular TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, they had to blur around her hoo-ha. No joke. Like it did. Like the little space where there's a little bit of skin between the leg and the and the.
Well,
they literally put a blur on it.
I would like to downgrade both of your picks. So in Conan the Destroyer, Grace Jones has a hoo-ha shot.
Oh God,
Grace Jones has a hoo-ha.
Grace Jones has a hoo-ha and a shot.
Do you find me sexy, Rocky?
Yeah, Arnold's filled it up.
I always wondered. So like, we didn't see Grace Jones at all in the '90s. But we did see Dennis Rodman. I think that I think she went undercover as a basketball player.
It's like Spider-Man and Clark Kent.
Wait, are you telling me that Grace Jones saved us from nuclear war with Korea?
Yeah, Grace Jones kills the Kim Jong-un these days.
Holy shit!
Like, Kim Jong-un, take that finger off the button, or I will be forced to have sex with you. The Transformers.
But yeah, this movie was awesome. Thank you for suggesting it. The first one was okay, but this one really tops it.
Yeah, I really liked it. Awesome stuff. Though.
Well, I don't know about topping it. It's not going to get a negative number like the first one did, but I mean,
yeah, you gave the first one like a negative 11 or something.
Holy shit.
Like the regular rating system doesn't even go up to 11.
God.
But yeah, this was awesome. I'll give this I'll give this a 7.5. Maybe if I watch it again, I'll throw it 8.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Chris? What do you say?
Yeah, I think I'd give it about an 8. My main gripes with it is, despite it having it was like the art was all over the place. Like some of it was really good, and some of it was like, what the hell am I looking at? And
like what?
The art or the designs? You mean?
Well, like for example, the character design of Layla, I could really do without that.
It didn't look. Her look did not fit with this.
No, this went back to what I was saying earlier about like how they just kind of threw everything in the kitchen sink at the style, because it was like she was really out of place. Like, it looked like a Smash Brothers game.
She looked like she stole a costume from someone in Akira.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it looked like she was from like freaking what is it, Dominion Tank Police or something, and like or like some other like sci-fi thing where she had sideburns, and it was a very masculine design, and it like you contrast that with some of the other characters, and they had other female characters. It's like, well, clearly they know how to design female characters. Because like the blood shark there, she looked great. Yeah, like she looked. I was like, wow, that's really good.
But I see the dilemma too, because remember, she's a vampire hunter. She's not gonna be running around in a fucking dress.
No, it has nothing to do with the clothing. It was just the look. Like she had a man's face, and like the hair.
I'll say, they all had these weird angular faces for the style that what it is. I hated the side.
It was kind of like Eon Flux. Like the way their nose, they had the sloped nose, like the way really long sloped downward nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it wasn't, but like that to me wasn't the bad part. The bad part was like, and I only take this as a minor ding, like it's not like a super, but like the pacing, like I've sat through I've watched the movie multiple times, and it's really weird that they introduced the villain in the third act. Like okay, they got the Carmella. She's because it's like they do like almost like a switcheroo. Like they're supposed to think that Myers like the villain or whatever, but they already get that out of the area, like out of the they clear that up already early on. So you're kind of rooting for Meyer. You know, and you're like, oh, is it a will he or won't he kind of story between D and this other guy?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden,
is he fighting the urge to actually bite her?
I love the part when he looks at her, and then you can see through like her inside of her neck.
That was awesome.
You see every vein in her neck.
Yeah,
but like from a storytelling thing, it was like, oh, and by the way, here's this third like villain, or here's this third character.
Yeah, it's like you said, and it's like throwing everything at the wall.
They do make references to her earlier on in the picture. They do make references to her, and they do like there's even a flash of like the castle or the body that's in like that fucking tub sarcophagus thing. But I do agree they could have given us a little bit more earlier on, but I think they wanted to hold the mystery too of who actually paid the Marcus brothers.
Well, then it was like a turn on a dime heel turn, like you know what I mean, like even if I wasn't talking with you guys, I was just watching the shit, I'd be like, what the fuck?
Well, I remember the first time I saw it, I got it right away. So like,
it's not that I wouldn't get it. It's like I don't get her motivation. You know what I mean?
She was trying to lure her there because she was going to use the girl to come back to fucking life. That was her motivation.
But it was like,
that was her when she was all bloody, right? That was like
she was the human sacrifice that they were using her blood to basically reconstitute the corpse of Carmella. But that was so unnecessary. You could have just got some other bitch to do that.
No, because they said no. They said everyone was afraid of this fucking castle because it was haunted by her. No one was going near it. The only one who was going near it was Meyer because he wanted to fucking use their spaceship, basically.
Exactly, and you're like, the spaceship, what? And then it just adds more. Like, what are we fucking doing here? Is this an alien movie or what?
But again, like you said, it's based off the book, so I mean, the story's already there.
Yeah, like that's the thing. That's what I really despise about. You know, about manga and anime is that
they get too over the top.
Well, they don't understand that you can tell a good story that's simple. Like you don't need to keep throwing balls at the viewer.
It's a good story without flying castle.
Yeah, like you could have completely omitted that whole fucking rocket ship part and just been like he was trying to go to the castle to seek sanctuary against D. Yeah, that's it. That's your story. Yep. And I think that would have been a more open and shut, more coherent story than, oh, by the way, vampires are not from this planet. They're actually aliens, and he's going to escape to the castle in the sky or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And they introduce you to this in the third act. So you're like, the whole time, you're like, oh, this is a dystopian vampire movie. No, it's a escape alien movie. What? It's a romance movie.
I would say vampire romance. There you go.
Yeah, just pick one, and I'm not dinging it for that because there's so many other anime and manga that are guilty of this, and I think this one handled it really well. It's just, guys, pick a story and stick to it. You don't need to throw all these other things in there to because it's not even sequel bait at this point. This is a very enclosed movie. You don't need to watch the first one to enjoy this one.
It's also fucking 15 years after the first one.
Yeah, and it just you've introduced a whole bunch of shit that will never go anywhere, and it's like, what the fuck? Just tell me a damn vampire movie.
Well, like Soul Assassin says, Simple Fish just wants a simple story, man. He doesn't want a whole bunch of stuff that. What Simple Fish is saying is, you want full retard, man. Never
you will make me. Yeah, and then I know they're following the novel and everything, and that's the point I'm making. Is the novels are the convoluted thing. I bought a bunch of manga because I wanted to make a manga, so I needed to know how they're made. I needed to see all the how the sausage was made, so to speak. And I'm going through these things, and I'm like, why did you this is why these books are so damn thick, because you just spent 300 pages going over something that will never go anywhere.
There you go, showing your misogyny again, Chris. Why's it got to be sausage? Why couldn't it have been pie?
Because
Why
I am a
couldn't it
misogynist.
clams, bro?
Yeah. Oh god, we've got way too many clam bakes
No
going on.
soul
I gotta
assassin.
see. I
I
gotta
always
see how the clams are boiled.
Soul assassin. I always hear about Life Force. I've never seen it. I heard that there's a girl
Oh.
walking around naked throughout the whole movie.
Yes, I would become a beef jerky man. I would become the Slim Jim for that chick.
Well,
Yeah.
Life Force. I should put that on the list, huh?
Poor Chris sitting there in his chair, just a desiccated husk.
If there's
Fucking dry.
if there's Bush, I'm putting it on the list.
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
you know,
George
we should
W?
watch, we should watch. I want to hear everybody on this panel just cry, and I'll be the only one saying I enjoyed it. I should make all you guys just watch like the first full season of Yu-Gi-Oh, just to watch all you just like lose your minds.
All right, I will watch
I'd watch
Yu-Gi-Oh.
that.
I dead thought you were gonna suggest The Big Bang Theory, and I was about to kick you off the channel.
No,
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 Young
this is
Sheldon.
this is the anime bros show. I can't do that.
No, I had to
What's
sit
up,
through that
Frankie?
with
How
my
you doing?
nephew. Hey.
How you doing, Frankie?
What up, Frank?
Yeah, Vinny. What do you give this?
Yeah, despite all like the crazy shit from the source material itself, just the animation. I enjoyed the story. I enjoyed the characters. I give it 9.5 easily.
I knew you were gonna give it a high score.
Yeah, I was gonna
you
give it a high
were
score.
praising this the whole time, leading up to this. So yeah.
Yeah, I thought there was a lot of cool shit. Yeah, some slightly slow parts here and there, but for what they were building up and how they wanted to like connect the characters, like Layla and Dee, from how she fucking despised them to actually being his friend and all that by the end of it. Yeah, a lot of cool shit. Again, I from when I first watched it, hated the name Meyer, but I was fucking retarded. Like that vampire looks this cool, and you call him Meyer.
I am the evil vampire lord, Jeff.
Oh my god! But I mean,
All will hail Jeff at
There-
the
there
end
was-
of the day.
My baloney has a first name.
Do you remember what is it,
about it.
Monty Python? Some call me Tim.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
But,
Badass wizard.
But yeah, there was a ton of cool shit, way more good than bad in this movie. I can't even remember the story at all in the first one, which is terrible because like we only watched it a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah,
or whatever it was.
it happens.
Like,
it happens.
Yeah, I mean that one I couldn't. Seeing it twice was enough. Like I don't have to see it anymore. This one is still like very much like on that list of like if you want to see cool shit, awesome action sequences, cinematic kind of approach. Because there are like Sergio Leone shots in here. There's cool action moments in here. Plenty
Flying
of fucking
castles.
blood, all crazy shit. But yeah, I'm sure people who fucking drop acid must have really enjoyed this movie. But
Dude, what if we put like a sheet that could like attack people, bro?
Dude, yeah, but the first one had a flying was it sea cucumber that just like self
why?
exploded.
I don't get that either. I mean, there's so much weird shit.
Talking to his hand, bro.
What's a
You ever
flying-
like space out and just talk to your hand?
But yeah, man, it's a lot of fun though. A lot of fucking fun for sure.
At 9.5, high mark. What do you say, Brutal?
Yeah, I'll give it high marks. I'd say probably a good solid 8, man, because it was. The art was cool. The story was like you could follow it. I get like it was the continuation, and it was cool. It was cool. I'll give it a good 8. I could sit down and watch this again. It
Yeah,
might
I'd
be
definitely
some long
watch
hits
it again.
involved, but I could sit down and watch this. Again.
Bong.
Adam, what do you say? You still with us, Adam? Or
Uh-oh.
are you just with us in spirit?
Bored in sleep.
Is he gonna go hug somebody? All of a sudden, like this ghost of Adam flies through the wall and
The
slashes.
deadly bro hug.
everyone.
No deadly bro hug. All right,
Either
so we'll
that or-
just move to Tommy. Tommy, what negative marks are you giving this? What in the negative is this going to be for you, Tommy?
Well, he said no negatives this time.
Yeah, no negatives this week. I'm gonna give this one a 4. Once again, I'm not huge on a lot of anime stuff, so
Same here.
Mhm.
I think
like
it's
some
the
of the
newer
older-
anime that's did it to me.
Well, I like a lot of the older stuff, like the old, the older Voltron that they brought over from the Go Lion stuff, the old Star Blazers and stuff like that. There's a few of the newer ones like Full Metal Alchemist, and like I watched Yu-Gi-Oh with my daughter, and I kind of got into that a little bit. So I mean, there's a few here and there, but yeah, for a bulk of them, I don't like a whole lot of them. I think like one of the only other ones I could think of is like Ghost in the Shell that I liked. And even that, I didn't like all the episodes. There were certain episodes I was like, "Oh, that's really cool," and the rest of it I couldn't stand. But I'm just not really big into the horror man stuff too, because it just seemed like there was a whole lot of that horror romance, and it's like,
that's why I don't like a lot of vampire stuff, because they usually gotta fucking throw that in there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the character of the vampire hunter, he's cool. I mean, he's neat.
I like the character
about that carbuncle guy on his hand. It's kind of weird. That seems like it's a real problem late at night for him. Wrong hand.
Scratches his ass. Like
I don't know. I mean, maybe if that's the stranger hand, maybe he enjoys it. But I don't know.
I don't know, man. It might get pretty juicy.
Stranger danger.
Is that how he shuts him up? Yeah.
I don't know, man. It has teeth. It has teeth, so it could get mad.
But like Chris was saying, there's a lot of things that really do. It's kind of jarring that the way they make some of the transitions in this one, and I don't know. I think that's a big element in it too. I mean, plus I didn't like all the designs. Like I thought the werewolf was just retarded looking. I did not like that at all.
Yeah, the gypsy thing with the open mouth.
I mean, I thought that little castle or town thing with all the freaks in it, I thought that was more interesting. I wish they would have spent a little bit more time on that. Yeah. I thought that was really interesting. But yeah, that's about all I have on this one. Got 4.
Hey, Adam, you back yet? Blink twice.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
I got you. What do you give this scale 1 to 10?
Oh, I still like it. It's a 10 out of 10. When this first came out, man,
perfect score.
Nice.
Waiting from 85, to when this finally came out, you see how the styles integrated together to get to where we are now. So yeah, for me, it's it's on the top 10. It's something you got to see. Awesome. Art wise, especially. Just the way that the art changes between the first and the second, because you got different styles of storytelling too.
Art wise, really, we're going there. Oh my god, I've seen better animation in Minecraft than this thing. Are you really going there, Adam?
Compared to the first one. Yeah.
The way that the styles change.
I think it was fucking beautiful. Minecraft. Hold on. Pull up Minecraft next to the image you have right there.
I know. I wanted to see if you'd get all fired up. It's almost like saying Bologna to you. This is just too much.
Oh, you fucker.
No, my like I was saying earlier, like I think the art style or the designs varied wildly, because it did have a very Eon Fluxy thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of an acquired style. You like it or you don't. But some of the characters in this look
almost
awesome.
like elongated Abraham Lincoln features,
Yeah, the pointy chin and the giant eyes that are but like beyond that though, just like the actual composition, like their costumes and everything, some of the costumes look awesome. Like the vampire we're seeing here, I freaking love that. And the blood shark, she's got great design. In fact, even one of a couple of the brothers looked great, but like other ones, it was like, is this like it looks like
oh god, the lead singer from The Darkness. That fucking guy, the one with the crossbow. Was he the one with the crossbow?
Well, that, and then like I mean, I wasn't a fan of Layla's design. Like, I think that the voice actress
it didn't fit with the rest of it. I don't think.
No, like the voice actress did an amazing job. Like, I think she personified the character really well. But if you close your eyes, you don't see the character that they put in there. Like, it looks like an out of place science fiction.
Yeah, I'm telling you, she looks like she would be part of the fucking gang in Akira, part of the biker gang in Akira.
Yeah,
especially that cool fucking one tire bike. That's awesome.
Yeah. The unicycle bike she had.
Yeah.
But like the werewolf with the stomach thing, like I'm not a bit like it's weird because like you have the furry chick with the tits that did the elemental stuff. I liked her design; she looked cool.
Yeah, her design was cool.
And then when the werewolf guy was in kind of like his humanoid form, he looked cool too. But as soon as he had like the thing come out of his chest, I'm like, what the hell? Like,
it really pissed me off too because when he was in full werewolf form, when he sliced that guy into fucking thirds, he looked awesome as like full wolf.
And then they just
what did that stomach thing even do?
Like nothing. It just howled.
Growled. Like,
I agree, man. Yeah, I didn't like that design.
Well, they should have gave that character a Snickers because he wasn't himself when he was hungry.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
But thanks for suggesting this, Vinny, and thank you guys for doing this with me. It's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Glad you liked it, and everyone had fun with it.
Next week. Well, I won't. I'm not sure if I'll be okay next week or. But I'll just say next movie we'll do. So I won't say next week. No guarantee. But next movie we're gonna do is The Wanderers from 1979.
Yes. Oh my God!
This is a real Bronx tale. A real Bronx tale.
What's going on here?
What happened?
Tommy wants a Yu-Gi-Oh watch party.
He wants more. That Tommy wants more. He wants to find that anime that
I want to find that anime that irritates everybody else.
We're gonna be watching Bleach and Naruto.
Oh God!
Those are 2 more things I could never watch. Dude. I'm sorry, Slasher.
No, it's all right. No, next week we're gonna do The Wanderer. Oh, next.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The Wanderer, dude. So back in the day when this one came out, there was like, or at least from where I was, it was like, no, The Wanderers is like a pussy version of the Warriors. The Warriors is so much better. The Wanderers is like lame. Dude, I like The Wanderers better.
Completely different movies, though.
They're 2 very different genres.
Different movies. Yes.
Yeah, and in my opinion, The Wanderers has like the whole Ducky Boys thing, the Irish gangs, dude. Those guys scared the shit out of me when I was a kid.
The ones who didn't talk. They come out of church to kill somebody.
Yep. Yeah, and it was like, and they had it was like a story of like how multiculturalism works. You know.
Oh yeah.
Because they got the Wongs. Remember, they're like, hey, it's Teddy Wong.
You have the black gang, the Chinese gang. There's the Jewish gang, the Irish gang.
Yeah, Frankie was telling me about this one, I think, a while ago.
Oh, you never seen it before?
Yeah, this one I've never seen. No.
Yeah, it's one I like to go back to every couple of years, like watch it down there.
Yeah, you know what I enjoyed too is when they would do like the miscreant type movies is what I like to call a lot of them because you got like straight up gang movies, which is The Warriors. It's more like like heavy gang centric. I mean, technically The Wanderers can be thrown in that too. Streets of Fire. There's a few other ones that are kind of like fit into that motif.
The Outsiders.
I like the ones that actually kind of like. They take it back and they make it more of a joke and it's more comedy. So you kind of get like, and I know that one sticks in some people's crawl as Grease, but there's another one. There's another one called Hollywood Nights that's absolutely hilarious.
Never heard of this.
It's a more comedic take on, say, something like what's the first one Lucas did? American Graffiti. Yeah, it's a more comedic take on the American Graffiti style movie.
Oh shit!
What was the 70s or 80s?
I think it's placed as far as time frame. I think it's supposed to be like 50s. But
what was it called again? American 60s. What? What was it again?
Hollywood Nights.
Hollywood Nights. Okay, I'll try to remember that name.
It's got what's his name? The dude that played the reporter in Batman.
Oh, fucking
Arliss.
Arliss.
Robert Wall.
Yeah, he was on that fucking stupid show, Arliss.
The Hollywood Nights, 1980.
Wow.
Yeah, fucking The Wanderers came out the same year as The Warriors, I think.
Yeah, that was.
They both had the same result: gang fights in the movie theaters.
Yep.
They both had the same fucking. Now, I wasn't like coherent at the time because I had just been born, but I remember reading stories about those movies. They always say anytime a gang related movie would come out in the theaters, idiot gang members would pile into the theaters and they would brawl during the movie.
And it's a shame too because the Warriors, it was definitely like it glorified the whole like the gang thing, but like the Wanderers was like it was more of like a coming of age story for Italian Americans back in the
And also the
1900s.
Wanderers, the gangs unite at the end.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
I might be. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, there it is. Yeah.
Well,
The
there's a
Halloween
little
Nights.
bit. There's a little bit of uniting at the end of the Warriors.
Yeah,
the
that's
Lizzie.
true.
With the
riffs.
riffs and the Warriors. Yeah,
that's true.
And you know, as far as you're talking about glorifying, like really, the Warriors is dumbed down.
I don't think the Warriors glorified.
The original
Well, it
book
was
by Phil York, like woof.
Warriors, come out and play.
Because there's even a part at the end of the Warriors where Swan is considering leaving. Like when they get off the train to Coney, he looks at the fucking sea. He's like, "This is what we fought all night to get back to." That like kind of makes it seem like he doesn't want the gang life anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Tony Danza there.
In what Hollywood Nights?
See, Frankie knows. Yeah,
it's on the list. There you go.
Holy
It's
shit.
on the list.
We got a list
also
gay kid.
I got a gang meeting to go to.
Another good miscreant movie in the way of Porky's. Like, and they had 3 of those, and actually all 3 of them were pretty good. I got
Porky's was fun.
I only saw the first Porky's.
Oh wow!
I just remember the dick in the wall and the fat lady was pulling it. Like,
By the way,
I died hysterically the first time I watched that when I was younger.
One of the dudes in the Wanderers played Meat in Porky's.
Yeah. Oh shit! Was it the leave the kid alone guy?
Yep, that's Meat.
Yeah, that dude was huge.
Yeah, that dude was a fucking monster.
well, that and he was able to take on his friend's dad there, who was like also yoked out of his tree.
No, his dad. That dude's dad choked him out. Well, we'll not get into that movie until next week.
Yeah,
so
good.
Yeah, man. Thank you
next
guys
time
for this,
on Weeb Nations.
Here you go, Chris. Thank you. Want to throw your link in the chat?
Oh hell yeah. Yeah. Thanks for having me, man. Hold on, let me dig that shit up. Take about 1 second here, and
yeah, Frankie, I didn't read the whole thing of the Warriors book, but it was completely different. It was also supposed to be based like a decade or 2 before the movie was,
and it was actually based on Sol Yorick's actual like experiences.
And there was no gang called the Warriors. There was the gang was not the Warriors. They were the Dominators. The Warriors was a reference to every single gang in the city.
And good for Sean Hill making that thing very diversified, because
Walter Hill.
Yeah, Walter Hill. Yeah, yeah, because the original book was not diversified at all.
What was Rembrandt, like a white guy?
No, they were.
If I remember correctly, they were all
Puerto
black.
Rican. I think they were Puerto Rican. I think the Dominators were Puerto Rican and black. I think there was a mix of Puerto Rican and blacks in the gang.
Sweet. All right. Yeah. So there's my link. Infinitale Chronicles #2. We're hoping to launch the campaign in a couple of months. Very, very close. I'm just getting the last of the colored pages from the standard edition. And once I have proof in my hand, then we'll launch the campaign. And there's a bunch of cool stuff coming along as well. Vinny's might be working on some stuff, which will be cool. And I'm also working with another artist on a preview of book 3, probably the first chapter. But yeah, in the meantime, check out the pre-launch page. You get to see the cool trailer. And if you sign up for the mailing list when the campaign launches, you'll get access to special perks that other people won't have access to. And yeah, thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, bro. Hey, what's up, Death by Saber? How you doing, bud?
Hey,
hope you're fucking good out there. Death by Saber's out in California, so I wish nothing but
looking
the best.
Good out there. Oh, man. Yes, I guess the only thing we could do is play you a song.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. Vinny. Oh, whoops. I said Vinny, and then I removed him by accident.
I'm here blasting away.
Whoops.
Yeet.
Thanks for hanging out, bro.
Oh, dude, a pleasure, man. A pleasure. Yeah, always a blast. Yeah, here's the link tree. Yeah, you can find all my stuff there. The YouTube channel, the campaigns for the art books, the comic books, all that great stuff. Shadow of the Kraken, as you can see, Alex is supporting Shadow of the Kraken. We're wearing a T-shirt, firing a machine gun off of a pirate ship. Because yeah, it's an awesome pirate story. So go over there, go buy that book. Through the Woods is attached to that one. And yeah, and again, the art book campaign, we got some cool stuff over there. We have the all ages kid book there. 2 different art books. One's 140 pages, original artwork, just amazing stuff. And everything ships immediately. And you heard Chris, yeah, we're going to be working together soon as well. I'm also working on City of Venus 2, just drawing up and inking some incredible pages. I can't wait for you guys to see what I'm doing with this one, because it's lots of action, lots of cool stuff happening. More story, more main character stuff. Yeah, I mean, you guys are going to dig it. And again, more hot chicks in a post-apocalyptic kind of fucked up world. So
any
get ready.
Flying castles in this one, bro?
No, not flying castles. There's a flying city. But I will be showing how that happened, because in all these stories, they never show that shit. They just happen to be flying there. No, I'm going to show it. Yeah, it's going to be awesome too. So yeah, stay tuned for all the great stuff there. And tomorrow we're going to be covering season 2 of Arcane with Trina. Here we go, Trina from Real Horror. We also on Wednesdays we're on her channel reviewing the Hannibal TV series, which is an absolute fucking masterpiece. If you guys have not seen it, check it out. It's so good. And yeah, I even forgot to you, Gillian Anderson. She's on the series as well. Awesome stuff.
And where can they find that, Vinny?
That's over on Trina's channel on Real Horror.
No, the show itself.
Amazon. It's on a couple of free sites too. Shit. Not Tubi. What the hell was the other one? I gotta Google
Voodoo?
it. Is it Voodoo?
Is there one called Voodoo?
There's one called Voodoo. There's a Pluto.
Pluto.
Pluto. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Streaming. Hold on, I'll tell you. And a couple of Pluto TV. You're right. Pluto has it. Sling also has it. Sling TV.
Oh, Sling was the other one I was thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Sling and Pluto both have that series. Highly recommend it. We've been covering every episode. We're doing it like 2 at a time. And yeah, that is an absolute blast. But and tomorrow for the Sunday stream, it's going to be Trina, Adam, Tina, and I think one other person. But I got to get in touch with that person. But yeah, we're doing the second season. We're doing 3 episodes at a time, so it'll basically be 3 weeks. But yeah, good stuff. I want to start reviewing more stuff as well, because I want to talk about the fun stuff. Everyone else cries and bitches on the internet, and they have all these dumb drama fights. I don't give a shit about that. We care about creating cool stuff, talking about stuff we enjoy, and that's where I like to keep it. So, Fridays is always still madness, though. That's our Friday underground streams. We'll still have a couple of Sunday underground ones as well from time to time, but mostly trying to keep the round table going with awesome stuff and awesome people. So thank you so much. And again, happy birthday, Trina. And I hope everyone has
happy birthday, Trina.
Happy birthday.
And nobody else will say it, Vinny, but as I always like to say, Bologna to you.
Son of a bitch.
Well, yeah, see, I did remember right. Because Frankie says in the Warriors, the gang was black and Latino. Yeah, I see. All right. So I was right.
Nice.
Because I couldn't get through the whole book. I got to a certain part of it that made me not want to read it anymore.
Just the idea that their stupid top hats that they used to wear with a feather and a freaking Mercedes symbol on the front. It was just
Yep.
That's
and
crazy.
they go into really, really annoying detail about the ugly, ugly clothes they're wearing. Like they keep talking about dudes wearing ice cream pants. Like, what the fuck is ice cream pants?
I guess it's like the pajamas they be wearing at Walmart with like Cookie Monster and like weird shit.
Who the fuck knows? Or maybe it's like they meant those like stupid pants like they had in fucking Clockwork Orange.
Maybe.
Those really terrible fucking clothes they were wearing in Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, the underwear on the outside with the suspenders.
Yeah, brutal. Thank you, man.
Thank you guys, man. Anytime I can sit down and just hang out and have a good time and forget about the shit sandwich, I'm all for that. So thanks.
That's why I do this.
Yeah, right on. I'm there. I guess on behalf of Adam, who could be.
Yeah, Adam almost made it to the end of this one. He almost made it to the end of this one.
He might be up to his nipples in little wiener pups right now, but I don't know. But I'll be.
Isn't it also snowing real bad over there?
Yeah,
it could be
all over the place.
So,
Adam, you have nipples. They can milk you.
Thanks for the good time, though. Anytime, man.
Yeah,
Anytime
man.
I can be around, I'll be around. So thanks for that.
Cool. And Tommy.
So maybe.
Tommy, who hates every movie I've been watching lately.
I hate everything, apparently. It's not my fault. I tell you, it's not my fault.
Wait, he enjoyed the Death Wish movies?
Yeah, he did enjoy the Death Wish.
Sure. We're going to have to just like scrub all those from your channel. We're going to give people the wrong idea that I actually like things.
That you like stuff?
I'm still not 100% sure what I'm doing yet. I'm still freaking waiting for this foot to fully heal. I have not re-injured it yet. So,
well, you got to stop busting it off in people's asses.
I know, right?
Well, stop roundhouse kicking the trees in your backyard, man.
Right?
Roadhouse.
You
Rude.
gotta ease up on the Nuxu cow, bro.
Yeah,
Nuxu cow trading.
Nuxu cow, white warrior, white guinea pig warrior. But I don't know. I'll see how things go. Probably not this Tuesday. If I do a Tuesday show, it's going to be a shorter one. Maybe I'll just address a few things or whatever. But I mean, the next one I definitely want to come back with is going to be Cage Talks, and then go start putting together eventually the one we talked about before. Come back with going old school, and then do one on like old video game systems and everything like that. Just dig into a lot of the history of that stuff. And you know, Chris, you love a lot of that shit too. I mean, if you're available when we wind up doing that, I'll hit you up for it. But yeah, just getting back to having more fun and avoiding a lot of the drama shit. And it's not that we won't go out there and get entangled in some of the drama sometimes when it's get brought to our freaking cage door. But we try to avoid it, unlike some people who make their living on it. So keep it at that.
Boo.
That's like we be doing
those people. We boo those people on this channel.
That's like when we have fun talking about the shit that we love on Thursdays with the freaking toy show. I mean, that's what it'll all be about. Come on here, having some fun. Either you're getting educated or you're getting entertained. Who wants to sit there and live through a drama fest 24 hours a day? Is there enough things going wrong in the world?
I don't want to hear no middle-aged man's fucking vlogs about people betraying him.
Yeah, you know what? For all those people that got their freaking mangina hang-ups, just change your man pond and get on with your life because nobody else gives a shit. But thanks as always for having me on.
Yeah,
and
man.
Even if it's bad opinions, and according to everybody, Bologna to all that. But and all the awesome people that came.
And a Bologna to you too, kind sir.
I love it. Risotto to you. And all the awesome people that hung out in the chat that could have spent your time anywhere. You chose to spend here with us. Is much appreciated. Hope that you have a good one, Trina. Hope that you had a happy birthday. And guys,
happy Bologna and a merry gabagool.
Yeah, and a gabagool to you.
DBS, Trina, RR.
Take me off the screen.
Sorry.
I had to mute myself. I was enraged with those words that were just making my ears bleed.
The Bologna that has a first name.
I'll tell you what, nobody can butcher another language like I can when I put my mind to it.
Frankie Stole Assassin. Thank all you guys for coming through. I don't think I missed anybody.
Thank you, little Joey, with the gimp leg.
Yes.
You're making me miss going through the mall. You're making me miss going through the mall with my ex-wife.
Cotton's name up here.
Yeah, Papa Cotton is Cotton Ministries.
But next movie we're gonna do The Wanderers. Like I said, I can't guarantee whether I'm gonna do it next Saturday, but that's the next movie we're doing regardless.
Oh, real quick, did you see what Death by Saber said? And what's going on, Curtis? I see Curtis popped into the chat.
Hey, buddy.
Hey.
How you doing, Curtis? Just wrapping up. What thing that Death by Saber said?
He says, "Hey Tommy, I got an Atari console."
Oh yeah, he told me this.
Nice.
Yeah, one of those the fucking look at it. It has all 3 systems on it. That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, next week The Wanderers. Next movie The Wanderers. And have a good one, everybody.